Good afternoon. My name is Tina Cote, and I am presenting the article about big data and policy cycle, the policy decision making in the digital era, with the authors present here. A little difficult to say their names, so please excuse me. But the article was written in 2016. Okay, so the introduction, big data and policy cycle. Big data is revolutionizing how information technology is being utilized in decision-making processes for policymakers. It's going beyond the basic delivery service of providing information, but it's actually becoming a more dominant factor in providing high-quality information that improves the efficiency and the quality of decision-making by the policymakers in the various stages of policy development and the implementation processes and evaluations. So if it's used throughout the process, it can help make a more efficient decisions. So it helps to utilize the analytical data that has been cross-referenced for evidence-based decision making and throughout the stages of development. Okay, the authors go on to to explain the value of big data. It takes on new approaches, which is a new approach. So rather than the authors try to explain, rather than going by just using the reports after the policy has been made through the evaluation process, but using e-governance information throughout the public administrative processes, using big data can help them make better choices before the policy is in place. So the policy cycle as a model for policy processes and policy development in the decision making. So one of the things that it makes clear in the article is a distinction between government and governance, and how the policy decision making is part of the government processes development. And then the government is basically seeing how it's in action, how things are changing, and so on and so forth. So public administrators, they're expected to act in the best interest of the public, to meet their social expectations through leadership and managing processes, to support the initiatives that lead to the governance structure. Sorry, it's play on words. But it basically is the understanding that the policymakers are working in the best interest of supporting the people. So you want them to have the most relevant information to make evidence-based decisions that are going to be effective and really impact the desired policies that are being created. So it improves the big data allows for the improved information processing capabilities with analytical data. So what it can take, like it connects like all of the different information and aspects executed in the it can compare, connect, and extract data from different places. So it allows for the technical advancements allow for it to be actually comprised into one reporting and really analyze the information from different aspects of the government, which increases the data, the amount of evidence-based data through outputs, and then they can utilize this information throughout the policy cycle to improve the quality of the decisions that are being made along the way. So it's not necessarily data is used often in the decision-making process, but it's the quantity and the quality of the data is what helps to make the best, most informed decisions going forward. And that's what the article specifies a great deal of. So it revolutionizes the policy-making process because it's evaluating real-time data to support the policymakers with the aid of information. So with all of the information being already gathered without having to pull reports from different places. It's already being done for you. And it can help you beyond just the evaluation process, but again, throughout each steps of the implementation processes of policymaking. So the crucial change created by big data methodologies is the increased speed in which the reaction, allowing policymakers, public servants, and citizens to make informed and organized collective actions based on collective information. So this is one of the major benefits of utilizing big data in the policy making process, so policy development. So it helps to identify areas that are underperforming, supports the reallocation of resources to the most productive areas, and thus increasing their overall performance in the long run. So evidence-based information that can guide the decision making and practices help to develop the most effective policies. So in conclusion, the authors clarified the benefits of big data technologies and the ability to use fragments of information to match and link and discover information flows and patterns and correlations that can be further developed to create predictive analytical information that can increase the quality of planning and the use of true evidence-based policy making. And so my evaluation of this method of policy making. So in the 21st century, policy making are often influenced by the availability of information that can be shared, analyzed, and applied to form the policies that are driven by the need to resolve society issues. Government agencies are encouraged to use evidence-based information when creating policies and making decisions that will help obtain the best results. Therefore, the evolution of programs and policies are used to identify the effectiveness and quality of the policymaker based on the results that they get. So to help ensure quality decision making, policymakers can rely on accurate information provided by big data and used to make quick and efficient decisions. So the article, I think, does a great job of explaining how if you improve the quality and quantity of information that's infused together, you can create comprehensive, detailed outputs of cross-referenced information that can be used to evaluate existing policies as well as help to make better choices going forward. So big data systems can help policymakers use reliable information along the policymaking process and integrate potential solutions prior to implementing new policies. And analytical data can also be made available through policy development processes. So the influence of big data allows for the use of exponential complex volumes of data pulled together from various sources within a short amount of time to provide improved quality of information that can be used to make decisions faster, saving time and resources, and so on. So, and this is the conclusion of my presentation. This is the references here. So all in all, I think that the article did a great job of explaining how the quality of decision making is reliant on information. And although I didn't go into it in more details, big data is like a questionable use of information. So there are some shortcomings when it comes to utilizing this information because of the fact that it's where they're getting the information from. So that comes into play. But basically the authors tried to explain why it would be a great way to aid the policy development process if they could utilize all resources available. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.